taking a break from his busy schedule of hand-washing and rewatching Tiger King. It's time for BSing with Big Nate.
Welcome into another edition of BSing with Big Nate. I am Big Nate, and a lovely weekend to you, ladies and gentlemen. The weather here in the New River Valley finally turning in our favor, and feeling now a good time as ever to talk about some rock. So a couple weeks back, I interviewed Brain Cell, and just the other day, I interviewed Brain Cell again. Having some fun, love those guys. And they pointed me to an act out of Austin, Texas, known as Sin Seer. And I am joined today by Trey of Sin Seer. How you doing, Trey?
Doing good, man. Thanks for having me on.
I love that you're repping Brain Cell for this. This is just, so it's becoming a nice little family affair, as it were.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I felt like it was, it was only right. Joe, was cool enough to, put in a good word for us. So I thought I'd show some love back. And he actually, I think I ordered this one, and they threw in an extra one for free and a copy of their EP as well. So like, I'm fan for life now.
Yes. So Sin Seer, an outfit out of Austin, Texas, and we're going to bring you to the New River Valley here. How did Sin Seer form?
Well, Sin Seer is actually, it was kind of like a beautiful accident, really. Me and Cameron have been friends for years, since high school. I think I want to say like sophomore, junior year, I've known him. And throughout the years, we kind of just, we would get together on occasion, and we would just, write riffs, just jam and sort of try and build a song. And for whatever reason, nothing ever worked. But, throughout the last 10 years, it's crazy it's been that long already. But throughout those 10 years, every now and then we would get together and, try and jam, and same thing. And then one day, just out of the blue, he sends me a demo from start to finish. He programmed the drums himself. He tracked the bass, the guitar, like he did everything, and he sent it to me. And then within 30 minutes, I had already a song, like I already had lyrics written out. And from there, man, we were just kind of off to the races for like the next year. I think we finished like 5 songs. The following year, we did like 3 or 4. And then I want to say 2018 was when we put out our first EP. And ever since then, that's just what we've been doing, is just writing music and, trying to make a name for ourselves, so to speak.
What does that process look like for you guys? We're going to start pre everything with the coronavirus. What does that process look for you like? Does one of you come with fleshed out everything, and then you just got to tag the lyrics on, or like what is that writing process like?
More or less, that's normally what it comes down to. But it really just depends, man. It always varies on song to song. There are some where he'll have maybe like the meat of the song, or maybe he'll just have like half of the structure, and he'll ask for my input as far as like suggestions about like where to go from there. So from that point, we're kind of just hammering out together, but it's still 100% him. He programs all the drums from scratch. He records all the guitars, and he has a whole setup. Like, I think we both have our own setup, really like well tuned and all that. So I think that really just where it comes from a lot. He'll send me anywhere from 2 to 3 songs or rough tracks or whatever, and then based off of that, I kind of just listen to them. And the lyrics always come at different paces. Sometimes they come together like within the next week, sometimes the next month. The single that we just recently put out, Ambivalent, actually is about 2 years old already. We did that back in 2018, but just revising it so many different times, and like updating software, and getting new plugins, and like just getting like a whole new technique down. Now it's a completely different song. So like some songs take that long, some songs are finished within the the next couple of days. So it really just varies, honestly.
Ambivalent's actually the one, like I said, Joe turned me on to you guys, and Ambivalent's the one that got me hooked. You guys have that lyric video up on your Facebook.
Oh yeah.
That came out back last month in April. So my question to you is, with everything going on with the coronavirus and kind of wearing this social distancing dance almost, Has that affected you guys at all as far as music side goes?
Not in the not at all, dude. That's the funny thing about it. Me and Cameron are really good friends, and we talk very often. But the thing is that we hardly ever see each other. Like he lives in Austin, and I actually live in San Marcos. So there's like a little bit of a barrier there, and um, we both work full-time jobs. So the only time we ever really get together is to do music or to do a video or whatever have you. So. Yeah, I mean, as far as the process goes, man, it has not changed one bit. Another weird dynamic about the way we write and record is that we've never actually been in the same room together, writing and hammering anything out. So, like, kind of like to what we were talking about earlier, like he'll send me all these, like a completely fleshed out song, and it's without me actually seeing the process. And same with him, like, I'll go down to my studio, which is about 2.5 hours away from here. And I'll get in the booth and I'll do my thing. And I think that for both of us, there's kind of like there has to be a great deal of trust, to like just say like I trust that this guy is gonna do something that I can actually work with, and that's actually gonna benefit us, and vice versa. So it kind of just it's really still the same, and all in all, really.
That's wild to me that the process works out that way, because I know creativity works different for everyone, but it's kind of intriguing because a lot of these that I've been doing, it's been hard because so and so's all the way on the other side of the country. We get together, we do our music, but we can't do that right now.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's kind of refreshing to hear that this hasn't really put a dent in that creativity. I kind of really love that. But that leads me to ask, you guys have stuff you're working on right now?
Absolutely. We are actually right now. We're doing a new single with another amazing band that we came in contact with last year called True the Gray, out of Denver, Colorado. Amazing hardcore band. But we actually became really good friends with them through our community on Twitter called the Indie Underworld, and it's a whole bunch of different bands from all across the globe that are more or less just sort of like networking together, cross promoting and whatnot. Well, we hit it off really well, I think, because our styles are, kind of in the same vein. So some of the other bands were doing collaborations. So I kind of just tossed it out there, like, hey, would you guys be interested in collaborating with us in a song? And they sounded like they were down for it. So this was a month ago, and Cameron, around that time, put together a song, and he didn't really have a whole lot of, like, there really wasn't a whole lot to it, but me and Pete, the lead singer from True the Gray, we've been kind of going back and forth, writing lyrics and sort of just like seeing where it's going to go. So that's where we're at right now. But we do have 2 other singles that we will be releasing afterwards. So like yeah, we have a lot of different projects that are keeping us busy in this time frame. So yeah.
All right. So if you were to be dropped in just anywhere in the country, just you're in a rock crowd and you want to get the word about Sincere out there, what track are you handing them or playing or making them to get them hooked?
Oh, that's tough. I feel like one that probably represents the overall vibe, I guess, Sincere, would probably have to be Silent Convictions, the title track off of our second EP. I feel like it just kind of has all of the elements that best define, our sound and our characteristics, because I feel like for as heavy as we are, there's also a whole lot of melody. It's a very melody driven. It's almost as melody driven as it is, heavy driven in a lot of ways. And I think that song kind of shows the contrast, not just the contrast, but the drastic switch up, because that's kind of a thing that we've, developed, subconscious, or like, not even realizing that we were doing it, you would just have these complete mood shifts in songs, and I think it was just something that just kind of just naturally happened. But yeah, I would say that song is probably the best one that represents like everything, I mean, even from the emotion from from the concept, what it's talking about, from what I can do, various with my vocal range and whatnot. I feel like, yeah, that would probably have to be the best one. That would probably be the one I would want other fans to show other people if they were going to, say, hey, check out this band.
That's what I like to hear. So you bring out that it's more melody driven, which is definitely something that I've noticed is a lot of bands in the hardcore scene, a lot of the harder bands kind of just go and let's shred, let's be as hard as possible. But there's definitely like a lot of melody and feeling in there. And it's from a musical standpoint, there's a lot of influences that are outside of hard music that I think I might be picking up on. So I'm just curious as to what you guys are listening to, what you guys are putting in there that may not necessarily be in that traditional genre.
Well, I think, I can only speak for myself because me and Cameron have such different tastes. And I know for me, I'm really big into experimental music, avant-garde metal in particular. Like, I'm a really big Mike Patton fan, so, anything that guy's done, Mr. Bungle, Tomahawk, Van Thomas, all of those, I love the weird eccentricness of just manipulating sounds and noises the way he does it. It's so awesome. So I've kind of taken a little bit of that, really just the experimental elements, man, more than anything. I feel like as far as outside of the metal or the hard rock realm, I feel like that's probably best what I'm really into. I like to listen to a little bit of everything. I don't really, there's no genre I really hate. To me, it's like every genre has it's good and it's bad and it's completely terrible and oh my god, why do you exist? But like that's every genre, and every genre is going to get stereotyped. They all sound this way, you know what I mean? So like it's whatever. But yeah, I would have to say probably experimental is probably the only kind of elements I really have, incorporate. Anything else would probably just be, by accident. But yeah.
I like it. That's what I like to hear. So where can the viewers find Sincere?
We're pretty much everywhere, man. All over the major platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're most interactive on Instagram and Twitter. So if you want to, you actually want to, shoot us up for a conversation or whatever, that'll probably be the best place. As far as our music goes, man, you can pretty much check it out anywhere. Spotify, same thing. Spotify, Apple, Deezer, Tidal. If you don't have if you don't have the means to, pay for a premium account, you can go to our Bandcamp, sinceremusic.com, or sinceremusic.bandcamp.com. All of our EPs and singles are available for free for download. Just got to type in an email. Our SoundCloud, if you're saying all of our stuff's on SoundCloud, you can download it from there. So, the main thing is just, just listen. As long as you listen, and that's all that really matters, really, to us.
He's right. You got to listen. It's pretty killer stuff. Of course, check him out at all those mediums. I promise you won't regret it. I'm joined, of course, today by Trey of Sin Seer out of Texas. And thank you, Trey.
Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.